Oh, focus.
It's focusing on my face, hold on.
Fuck your face. Focus. Right guys, so yeah, this is the Bathala mod by Earl Fernadez and Serisvape. Now, I've known Earl for 18 months now, I reckon, right? And I know that he's put a lot of work into this. And this is something I've wanted to try for a long time. It's not often I get hyped about a mod. Usually, because, you know, oh, look, she's vaping. Chuck some clouds, bitch. Vape niche!
Oh shit.
I thought you saw us, Ellen. Could you imagine? A business card. Yeah, so I always put a lot of time into this, and I'm really glad he finally got it out. So yeah, I just want to give it a go, because you were lucky enough to get one sent to you, weren't you?
Yes.
So, very lucky man. Very jealous. So I'm going to knock them out after this video and keep it for myself. Right, so we'll slide. It's a slidey top. Oh, with the back, it tells you what it is. You know, the dimensions: 28mm by 85.2mm. It is T2 copper. Now I know technically it's not. It's because I spent ages doing like finding out what was the best conductivity for a price as well.
Okay.
Like he spent ages on it. The batteries are 18650, 2650, 2700 and 21700s. So we're going to try two, because you've got a, what have you got there?
30T, 21700.
And I've got the new Molly Cell 18650 P26A.
Nice wrap on that.
It is. I picked a different wrap for the singles compared to the dual pair that I'm going to be having.
Because obviously you want to marry it for the series box.
Exactly. The boy knows. And then don't use it because you blow yourself up, you don't do it. And the usual sort of bollocks, a scratch and sniff, which you have scratched and sniffed.
Yes.
See, I never do.
No, I wanted to do it purely because I never had. And I was just sat there looking at the box when I first opened it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to scratch and sniff it. So I was like...
And it smelled brilliant.
The worst part is I actually did sniff it as well.
So we've got a little purple on there. Now, it's not actually quite purple when we open it, mind you. But,
it's more or less, it's more of a lilac.
Which end does it open? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, so it pops. Look at that. Yeah, so just instead to go down again. It pops. It popped. Right, so we open it and we get some metal.
Some magnets.
Which are Z magnets. Pop those there
I think they're about a 2 to 4 ounce magnet as well, so they've got a really soft throw on them.
That's cool.
But I will go over why I don't tend to use the magnets.
Okay, and then we have serial SV0111 and Bathala, which is obviously, that's going to be the manual, isn't it? And tell you that it's a lump of copper.
It sort of tells you what batteries it takes, and it tells you the size of the mod as well.
Oh yeah, all the details on there, which will be in the description down below, because, you know, we don't really cover that on this channel. And then, there it is. Boom. Now, it's heavy. Yeah. There's nothing in there, but it's quite heavy.
There is the 18650 adapter in there, which is basically a strip of acrylic.
Okay, let's slide it open, have a look. Oh, there we go. So one of those there. So instead of like the condom that you get in regulated ones,
yeah,
that's what usually
they've put a bit more time into it.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit heftier.
It's better. Yeah,
I like it more.
So we'll leave that to the side a second. So we've got, is this different magnets, or is this?
This is a spring.
It's a spring in this now. Yeah.
Tell you what, I will. While we're there, we will just unscrew this one, and I'll just. Oh, there we go. And then,
do you know how many pounds the spring is, or no?
I don't, but the spring I'd say is slightly softer than the magnets. You can literally push the spring with your little finger.
Right. Okay.
So it is really soft. You've got on the bottom there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it.
Back there we go. Yeah, we'll focus there.
There we go. Yeah, you've got a little design on there for the Bathala itself, and then you just put that back in there and screw it back on, and that.
I'll tell you what, right? I've seen a lot of fucking like buttons taken apart. I've never seen one go together that easy.
No, it's because it's constant contact. That's the reason why. Yeah. Because it's not got that little pin that pushes up. That because it's not got that little pin that just pushes up. That's why it's so easy just to screw together.
The threads are nice on this as well.
Really, really smooth. Yeah.
And so because it's telescopic, isn't it?
Yep.
So for ones that are longer, we just twist.
Yeah, so literally you just twist off the top there.
I tell you, that I actually like that because with other mods you've either got to like change something or
Yep.
put a like a
Spacer or an
yes,
adapter or,
yeah.
or whatever.
So you just
into
have it through down, which I guess will be a small 18650.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously far too big for a what's it, an 18350?
Yeah.
I want to get an 18350 Mac. I don't know why.
Apex do one.
I'm gonna have to look into that. But
It's little mouth to long.
I like
long
this.
style.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So yeah, so obviously it's got Bathala by Earl and Serisvape. He must be so happy to have his name on this thing. So I know he's designed some very cool RDAs and RTAs and all sorts of stuff like that. But he's never had his name on it.
No.
It's always been the company name. So I'm really proud of him. You know. Right, stick yours in there.
So what we'll do is I'm going to unscrew that like that. But first, before we do that, I'm just going to show that they did think about people that might be new to battery safety. And they put a little insulator in there. So if you do have a little rip on your battery wrap, you're not going to die. Well, unless you have a serious catastrophic failure, that is. But we just grab the bottom.
So we said it was a 30T, you said this was?
Yeah, this is a 30T.
Right. Looks nice.
Yep, cotton's dry. Again. And as I already know how this hits, and we worked it the other way in the last video.
Okay. Alright, so it feels quite nice. Do I like that? I think I like it that way. Like, so the webbing in my hand goes on the lower side, for me personally. I get why you can have it that way as well, but I like that. I like that feeling. You know?
I just sort of pick it up whichever way the logo on my RDA is facing.
Oh, you're that anal, are you? So,
Yeah,
you'd have it.
I'd have it so you could see the logo of the RDA. Yeah.
See, I'd show people like this. This is what I'm vaping. Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's just a Bonza, and the Bonza's a really good RDA for what it is, but it's, you know.
It is very ergonomic. I do.
Yeah, it's really nice in the hand.
I don't want to twist it too much.
I like them the little divots at the bottom as well, so you can get your finger. Even if you have really short fingers, you can get your fingers to the button.
Right. You got a face for that, didn't you? Do you know, that was, honestly, it was slightly muted. I think it's me. So, because we've obviously been vaping this on other things as well.
Muted?
I say it could be because I've just been vaping a load of it. So I'll get a cleanser palette. There we go. Now I can taste Pepsi. So now, Pepsi bitch.
Red wine's the best thing for cleansing.
Mate,
Look, I'm just saying about having my RDA
see, you're
facing
lying.
outwards and
Crack the window because we're getting
yeah.
Vape Nation there. 7 other guys and I've cleansed thy palette.
Cleanse thy palette.
Yeah, that's much better.
But the best thing about the Bathala is, as it's constant contact, 21700, it chucks. You stick a 0.1 ohm build in that and it chucks.
Like, we're in a car park right now, and there are people walking past looking at us because the clouds we're making, which, you know...
It looks like the car's on fire.
Yeah, people, if the fire, imagine the fire engine turned out, that'd be so awkward.
Yeah, well, at least we catch it on video.
Talk of times. I like it, I do. It gets quite warm though.
I think that might be the fact that it is a very low ohm build.
True.
So 0.09 that I've got on there. So
you are sort of getting, yeah.
Silly me, but I know that the 30T can handle it. Plus, it is also, if you take the top cap off, it is a para fuse. So it's got strands of single wire running through the Clapton. So they will ramp up a lot quicker.
Cover my face and you should get some sort of bit on it.
Yeah, I think we've got it. Yeah, they ramp up quicker, so it literally is like dead on ramp up time. This build is for clouds.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily all for flavour. There's a bit of flavour there, not quite as good as some other coils, especially not the one that you got in the Death Trap. But yeah.
So are you a flavour guy or a cloud guy? Depending
on what I'm using. If I'm using a regulated or say even a pod system, it's flavour. If I'm using a mech, especially one that's constant contact, I want the clouds.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, just completely cover the camera.
I do like it. So it's hard to review a mech because there's not much difference between them. There is and there isn't. The metal quality is a big one. The contacts are a big one, and the coils play a massive part. So the batteries, because we're going to try a different battery in a second and see if we can tell if there's any difference. So it'd be interesting to see.
It's a lot shorter for a start.
True.
But again, as it's constant contacts, it would literally give you. There's no ramp up time there, especially with the coils that it's got. So no matter what your battery is, as long as it's fully charged, there is no ramp up time with that.
So this will be a brand new P26A.
Okay. Yeah. So that will probably be hitting just as hard as a couple of month old 30T.
I think we should find out.
Yeah.
So
I would unscrew the middle section.
You'd unscrew the middle section.
Yeah, because then you can just stick it straight down. You don't have to worry about messing around with the.
Right. So there is you.
So there's the 30T.
I want that one to sit there.
Yeah. You can do it without that thing, but it's just harder to get your battery to settle.
Right.
Properly.
So yeah, like I said, that will just slip in there.
Yep.
Like that. You just throw it in the sleeve, like so. It's they're from Fogstar. Oh shit me, nearly lost it then. So yeah, they're from Fogstar. It's got an ODB wrap on it, so I can tell the difference between that and the other one. So just slide it on and screw it up then, I guess.
Yep. You'll be going for a while. 2 hours later.
There we go, that's tight.
Yep. So
Right.
you can also automatically see that it's a lot shorter.
Alright, we'll have to put a bit more juice on it.
So splodge it.
There we go, so you can see it's all juiced.
Just squelch it on.
Fresh battery. So are you someone who believes that the holes have to be over the coils?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I find that especially with this RDA, it's got I've overdripped that. Bollocks. It's got these little notch systems in here.
Yep.
So again,
Hard to get that on there, but we'll
see
try.
you.
Might do, it should
it's
come
got
out.
a little notch system, so it will only rotate a certain amount. So if I just
So
all the way over here.
you've sort of got to have it over it.
Well, it's saying, so if you have your airflow closed off, obviously this jumps down in steps, but the
Yep.
other way you can close it off from side across.
Right, yeah.
So if you have your airflow closed off like one bit here, you can then move your top cap so it
Right.
fits centre in your RDA. Because I find that if it does fit centre, you get better flavour and you don't tend to choke.
Okay, fair.
Ooh.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it hits relatively similar to the 30T. And I'm thinking that one of my coils isn't hitting the same as the other one.
Call it a.
That'll have to be
What
sorted
do they call
out.
it? Staged. They call that, don't they? Well, they hit different times. I know. I saw somebody once had like 4 coils all going at different times. And they were like, "That's intentional." And I was like, "Is it?" That would just do my nut in. But...
It can be, especially if you're going for a cloud comp.
Right. I think it hits harder.
Really?
I do, yeah. I don't know why. The flavour felt more instant. It felt livelier.
Okay.
It could be psychomatic because obviously
It's your
I know
battery.
it's a new battery.
Yeah, you.
I know it's fully charged.
I mean, to be fair, this 30T has been sitting there pretty much since yesterday morning. So considering as every battery when you first charge it, it jumps down to
Yeah.
about 80%, depending on how old the battery is, obviously. So yeah, that could be a lot lower than full percentage. But yeah, I think it hits the same, if not slightly harder.
I think it's harder. But overall, the mod, batteries aside, we tried 2 batteries. They fit perfect. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Anyone
Easy
can
to
do
work.
that. Yeah. I do really like it. Now, something I have noticed, which I'm sure you would have noticed as well, is there's some chipping and bits of paint coming off. Now, on the grippy bit here, there's a slight one there. Now, that could be quite easily done by yourself, taking the top off, putting it back on.
Yeah.
That acceptable. Shouldn't happen, but yeah.
A lot of Cerakotes don't come off that easy. I mean, I've
Yeah.
only had this mod for just over a week. and it started peeling off in my hand on the first or second day.
Now these bits. Now, admittedly, you did say you did sand these down a bit, didn't you? Because they were peeling.
They were peeling slightly off. I don't know if we can get it to focus, but if I just cover my face.
Cover your face up. Yeah, that's focused there.
Yeah, they were peeling off, so I decided to sand it down slightly more just to see if it would stop the problem, but it doesn't seem to.
No, look, so on the ridges that we got on the bottom there, it's
you can
going
see where the
around
copper's
it as well.
coming through. It's just like as you rub your finger against it, obviously, when you're pressing the button, especially if you use it all day like I do. I'm a mech head straight through. So if you use it all day like I've been using that as a daily beater since I bought it, I don't think I've picked up another mod really at all other than my pod system, because I've had a cough for the last couple of days, so I needed something a little bit less cloudy. But yeah, I haven't been putting that down a lot.
I really like it.
Beautiful
honestly,
mod. Beautiful mod. Really nice in the hand.
Yeah, I love how you've matched the drip tip of that as well. Was that intentional or was that just coincidence?
It was intentional, and I also went for the rather than a black RDA, I went for the gunmetal grey with the gunmetal as well.
I've got time for that. Yeah, I do like that. Overall, yeah, really good. The paint job is a big downside for me. As somebody who'd only use mech in the house, because I don't take them out very often, it'd last a bit longer for me in theory. But you're saying even the first day it was peeling off, so
it just seemed that as I was like rubbing my finger against it, it was just like you could feel it on your finger. I turned it over and there's like these small 2 little chips on it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then from that moment on, you tend to get a little bit picky, didn't you?
Yeah.
So if you see something's coming off, you start to pick it.
See, there's little bits at the top there as well.
That was actually...
You?
No, that was actually about 20 minutes after I took it out the box.
Oh, really?
I went to screw an RDA on it, and the RDA had a small little chip pin along the top here, a little bit of a chip, and it literally just scraped against the top of that, and I was like, well, I'm not using that RDA anymore because that's just taken some of the paint off.
So, pros are, it's affordable. It's not an expensive one, really.
I think retail is about £90, 80 to £90.
But for the versatility of it, for pretty much a big range of batteries.
You can get near enough every one in it, yeah?
Yeah, it's good for that. It feels nice. I know it's good, like the metal is a good quality, because I understand Noel has spent a long time like getting this ready for him to sort of get the best quality metal with a decent price.
Yeah.
Because you know, unless you go like it's like full silver, that's going to be obviously the perfect one, but it's just too expensive.
I think it's beryllium copper or terrellium copper or something like that, and that is like the best copper you can buy. But the issue with that is it's really hard to machine a full mod out of beryllium or terrellium copper because it chips, dings and cracks. It's really hard to machine it, so you have to go for a smaller, a more affordable, less brittle copper. A lot of contacts are made out of the terrellium copper, beryllium copper, whatever it's called. But same as naval brass. Naval brass isn't overly easy to machine. Yeah. But they still do it anyway.
Their choice. But no, I do like it. Apart from the chipping, I'd use this quite happily. You know, I'm cautious with tubes, as I think everyone should be, really. You know, but something about it, I just feel, yeah, I could use this. Yeah. I'd be happy to use this. You got nick in it?
There is 3 milligram in that.
That's why I'm getting lightheaded then, because I haven't had nick in like 3-4 months.
Do you not use nicotine?
Now I'm a zero nick wanker now.
Oh wow. I will be. There is one thing, another pro that I wanted to point out is the fact that it's constant contact.
Yeah.
I have a lot of time for constant contact mods out there now, especially as the fact that, in my mind, anyone that isn't doing constant contact nowadays, considering as it's like one of the biggest things in the mech mod industry, is an idiot.
Yeah, it's just generally better, isn't it? It just makes sense essentially.
Yeah. Another pro would be this little tube system that they've got in here just to sort of protect you from the side of the batteries. But then I'm going to go on to another little con that I found with it, is that it does not have a peak insulator in there. There is nothing in there to stop the top of your batteries from making a connection. So yeah, that is probably the only other con that I have found on this mod, and that's just me being nitpicky. Like I was trying to find cons for the last couple of days just because I wanted it to be a sort of fair review. Yeah, you always need good and bad, don't you? Because you don't want to sound like you just blown smoke at someone's ass. The contacts are silver plated copper, so again, really good conductivity. The fact that they give you magnets with it as well, I have noticed a bit of battery sag with the magnets. hence why I'm not using them. I'm more of a magnet guy than the spring guy anyway, but I don't really like the magnets that came with it.
It's a fair point though.
But again, that's just personal preference. Like, it just depends on what build you're using, what battery you're using, and obviously I just wasn't using the right build or battery for the magnets to work properly.
It's fair enough. I don't know. I think it's a banging mod. We don't tightened up properly.
Don't think so. I didn't have it connecting.
Good
So
effort,
there's not much you can do wrong with a mech mod, but
you did it.
no connecting's probably one of the worst.
But yeah, so no, I do like it. It's something that I could use like every evening, say, an ergonomic grip signature telescopic single mod battery. Battery mod, reading backwards. Yeah, the Bathala mod by Earl Fernadez and Serisvape, in my eyes, is a winner.
Yeah.
You know?
I highly recommend this mod.
Yeah.
I have been struggling to put it down, and to be fair, in my mind, I will probably be ending up sanding this down after I've done my review on it. Pardon me. After I've done my review on it as well, I will end up sanding it down because that annoys me, and this is just too nice of a mod to have to worry about something like that. So
yeah, you want it to look. Yeah, I think if that was all brass, but then
well, it'd be copper, but
copper with the.
I'm then going to get it patinaed.
That'd be smart.
So yeah, a nice maybe green patina, green drip tip. Keep that bit, the graphite, the gunmetal, because I think this has a slightly different Cerakote on it than the rest, and the purple.
It might be the colour. It could be just the weak colour. Maybe the other ones aren't that bad. I don't know.
I mean, I spoke to the people I got it from, and a lot of them have said, "Oh, yeah, we've got the same issue." And then there's some like the black. The black doesn't have that issue. The red doesn't seem to have that issue. The gunmetal doesn't seem to have that issue, but the blue, and I think it's the blue and the purple that seem to have the chipping issue on them. So maybe it's just slightly lighter colours.
Yeah, it could be the paint then. Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's a winner, that one. You know.
Definitely well worth the money.
There you go, definitely, yeah. So if you get one, always shop around, try and get it cheaper as always.
Yeah, of course.
If you can support your local vape shop, do that as well. But yeah, so from us, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Check him out, check me out, like everything, subscribe to everything, and we'll see you all very soon.
Bye.